Yes, what's up, everybody? Welcome in to a college loop reaction video. We are talking Auburn men's basketball yet again right here on the YouTube channel, a YouTube exclusive. I'm Harrison Tarr, joined today by Dylan Larck, as always, as I have been on pretty much almost all of these reaction videos. Dylan reminded me the other day he's never missed an episode of the college loop. So look at this guy, the rock and the anchor of the squad. Dylan, we've got big basketball news from the Plains. Freshman Yohan Traore and freshman Chance Westry are no longer with the program. They have entered the transfer portal. This opens up a lot of stuff for Bruce Pearl and the boys in the offseason, and I want to hear your thoughts immediately. Let's start with just the overall reaction of everything that happened here. Where's your head at when I tell you that Yohan and Chance are no longer with this team? Where was your head at?
I was a little surprised because through social media we all assumed that Chance Westry was just dealing with injuries, so he sat out, which was probably true. But the social media crew made sure that everything that was all right, it's time to get right. It's the train, the what runs the train or whatever they were saying. Everything that they were posting was about Chance Westry. So everyone was led to believe that he was going to be the go-to guy going into next season. But I look at it from the point of view, it sucks you lose him. He was a talented guy. He was a very highly rated 4-star guard out of Chandler, Arizona. Averaged 2.5 points per game on the year, 0.7 rebounds and 1 assist, which not good, not good at all. But there were moments where he shined, and there were more moments where he didn't. But I think that's also due to his injury. I think this is a reaction to Bruce Pearl seemingly targeting other transfer guys.
Sure.
Because once you're that highly rated, you there's not much anymore because NIL is kind of stopping the 1-year wonders. But you kind of hope that, freshmen were highly rated 4-star. I go to a new blood in Auburn, and if I perform well, I could leave in 1 year. We saw it with Jabari, we saw it with Okoro, and Walker. We saw it 1 year at Auburn does wonders for a lot of your draft stocks.
Sure.
And he didn't play. We assumed, injuries, but Auburn's going to a very important offseason where the transfer portal is going to be a huge factor in making sure Auburn gets back to where they want to be. And we talked about on like 2-3 shows ago with Denver Jones from FIU. The big time guard that Auburn and Bruce Pearl are very excited to attempt to recruit. They're trying to get him. And if we're looking at a 3-year starter at FIU, or not FIU, he wasn't a 3-star at FIU, but he was Daniel knows him better than I do right now. He was like a JUCO type beat.
Sure.
And Auburn's had pretty good success with all their transfers so far. And if you're going to bring in a guy who's already a proven guard and Chance has to work even harder, why not just go find a better spot for you?
On the Westry point, I'm with you about it does suck to see him walk to an extent, but you also have to keep in mind that I don't know how much what Chance Westry was part of the plan in 2023-24. The only people that know that are probably Chance, his parents, Bruce, and God. Just to be completely candid with you, it's probably a short list. And I'm not saying that Bruce ran Chance out of town, but there are a lot of conversations about, does this mean Alan Flanagan's back in 23-24? I think that chance is slim, but I think it's non-zero. I'm not fully prepared to say that I think Flanagan's 100% gone. I think he's 99.98% gone, but who knows? Something could have changed that we haven't heard about. Remember, we've not seen him practice. We've not talked to him since they walked away with that loss against Houston in the NCAA tournament. It is interesting to me, though, that you would assume that Chance is moving elsewhere because it's clogged at the top in terms of rotation minutes. Because next year you'll have Wendell Green Jr. back presumptively, Katie Johnson back presumptively, but Sepp Jasper's gone, so there's you some guard minutes. You would think that before this happened, we were all kind of penciled Flanagan as gone, so there was more minutes. You have Aiden Holloway coming in, so I mean, there's inherently fewer minutes to go around in that starting rotation. But you wonder because he can handle the ball. He's an athletic guard, and you like to think that his high school tape doesn't lie, that he can shoot. And a lot of this was injury. It'll be interesting to see A, where he lands, B, if there's a scenario that he withdraws his name from the portal. Let's not forget that that's still 100% in the picture. There's a couple of guys at Auburn that have done that in the past year on the football program. Let's look at Landon King. But it'll be interesting to see where he plugs in there. That being said, I do think this is also Bruce is probably not, if he's not fighting it right now, he's not going to fight it ever, because that means he thinks he can do something really special in the transfer portal. Someone that was really weird to me was Yohan Traore.
Yeah.
This one just flat out didn't make sense. I can reason with Chance. I really can. And I'm not, listen, whatever you got to do is best interest of you. I'm pro student athlete doing what's best for them. Everybody that knows me knows that. This one, I need someone to walk me through it. You know what I mean? I'm a little lost here, Dylan. What are your thoughts on, I'm sure there's a market for Yohan Traore. I'm sure it'll be a Power 5 program. But why?
Yeah, this was the one I was a little bit more devastated about, because I've been a big Yohan truther all season. Even when he didn't perform well, I was like, well, he didn't play. He rarely played. He averaged, I think, 9 minutes a game, which is a little wonky. But he also, let's see, it said he only played in 25 games, which most of those were, he got Texas A&M 2 minutes, Arkansas in the tournament 1 minute. If he was frustrated with his minutes, then so be it. I guess that's just a coaching error. We saw it with, like, in football. I'm going to bring up a great football example with Asa Martin, whose redshirt season got kind of ruined by the coaches, so he just left. I don't know if it's that. I hope it's not that, because that would suck for Yohan. But I was really shocked, because you have a season where you would have a whole off season to get better. If Jay Will's gone, you're in the picture for playing the 4 or 5, depending on where Janai Broome wants to play going in the next season.
Probably the 4 in that scenario, but yeah.
Yeah. But I don't get why he did it. We saw a lot of potential from him on the defensive side of the ball, and I thought that's where he was kind of shining. I thought he was one of the better defenders toward the end of the season whenever he got in. Sure. Especially against Iowa and Tennessee. I saw him lock down multiple people, but he didn't really put up numbers. He's kind of like a taller Zeb Jasper at times. But I was really shocked by him transferring, because I thought he would be in more of the picture than Chance Westry, because Auburn was going to go for a guard. We knew that for sure in the transfer portal, but I didn't expect potential big man like a Chance, like like a Yohan, like a center.
There you go.
Yohan does play the 5. That's what we recruited him as. And Auburn would go into this offseason with, right now, if you get Janai back at the 4, Cardwell is your 5.
No, Cardwell is your 5. I anticipate on Janai Broome being back. And like I said, there's plenty of time to speculate on all that fun stuff. But as far as Yohan's concerned, look at the last year and a half he's had, last 18 months he's had, commits to Will Wade and LSU. For lack of a better term, shit hits the fan in Baton Rouge, and Will Wade gets buried by NCAA violations. That dude is in some deep crap. I would not want to be his lawyer. Decommits from LSU, pretty quickly turns around and commits to Auburn, goes overseas, goes to Europe, and they play this fantastic series in Israel where the guys look strong. Yohan looked great. Chance looked unstoppable. This team looked like they could be a national title contender. And then you come back and it's like Yohan's not the same player. Now, he's not the only one, but I don't know that Yohan wasn't given the opportunity. I don't know that Yohan was ready. And this is not me taking anything away from him. Do what you got to do. I don't necessarily know this is a huge loss on Auburn's part, but I certainly don't want it to get labeled as a miscue by Bruce Pearl. I think that this is one of those things. It just didn't work out, man. It's also one of those situations where he could go somewhere else, Chance could go somewhere else, and they could flourish. I mean, we've had it happen. Look at Donovan Mitchell coming out, transferring to Baylor from Auburn under Bruce Pearl. Look at Walker Kessler transferring from UNC to Auburn and flourishing. It really just it's kind of hit and miss. But the porthole, as we're calling it nowadays, the portal combat is in full force now. And I think Bruce Pearl must have a clear vision. Otherwise, there'd be a higher panic meter than there is, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know that there's a ton of cause for concern, but it's worth talking about. And I think that it's also very interesting, Dylan. We'll talk about it more on the Thursday installment of the College Loop about what does this mean, or what is this telling us about this team in 23-24? And I'm not just talking about who won't be there. I'm talking about who might still be there. I've got a couple of people that I need to talk to, some phone calls I need to make between now and then, and so do you. But glad you could sit down and talk with me on this little abbreviated. Did you want to add anything real quick, Dylan? I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I'm good.
Cool. Thank you for sitting down with me real quick, Dylan. I know not a crazy busy episode, but for those of you watching on YouTube, we appreciate you guys. Wanted to just jump on, give our thoughts about these two big names within the Auburn sphere transferring out, and let you guys know I'm still not panicked. You know me, I sunshine pump more than most, but I'm still not panicked. And if you're here watching the YouTube only version, like we said, YouTube exclusive, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell. Let us know where you think these two guys could wind up. What do you think this means for Alan Flanagan, for Jalen Williams, for the Auburn basketball program, for that matter, going forward? And with that said, I'm Harrison Tarr, @ Harrison Tarr on Twitter. You can check out all my written work at the Auburn Daily. That's the auburndaily.com. You can check out more of my podcasting work every Wednesday and Friday on the Auburn Daily Show. Wednesday with Dylan Larck, Friday with the legendary Lindsey Crosby, and earlier today with the legendary Lance Daw, who also says that his name is Dylan on the YouTube version of the show. Something fun to watch for. We've got a lot of fun stuff headed your way here on the College Loop in the coming days, so don't go anywhere. And Dylan, go ahead and get us out of here, my man.
Yep, I'm Dylan Larck at your boy the Tank on Twitter. That's at YABOY the Tank. Also catch me on the Auburn Daily Show. Didn't have an episode on Monday with Lance Dog because of the weather, but you're going to catch me on the Auburn Daily Show tomorrow with Harrison Tarr. Also follow the College Loop literally everywhere. That's Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, Google Podcasts. That list goes on and on and on. But social media, you can get us on YouTube. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. But again, sadly, we have not made a MySpace yet. And with all that being said, this has been the College Loop reaction to the transfer entries.